yo, it's Al Capone, it's Al Kapeezy. Let me say that one more again. It's Al Capone, Al Kapeezy. Oh boy, welcome, welcome, welcome to another edition of Memphis Rap History. We had a good time on that last one when we was talking about, the crunk question, the big crunk question. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. I see y'all went real crazy in the comments. Hey, it's all good. I appreciate the fact that you're tuning in and the fact that you had something to say. No matter which side you on about it. Of course, I'm Memphis all day, man. Memphis. You hear me? I'm that all day. But yeah, I appreciate y'all tuning in, rocking with your guy. It's all good. I'm sure this is not the end of that conversation, but we did have fun. We're going to get right back to the week before I had my homie Carlos 6 July Broady on here, and we had another part. We did a long interview, and of course I couldn't show the whole interview. I think we did almost three. We talked almost 3 hours. Man, it was a long interview. So it was so much information. I have to chop it up. So this is going to be part 2. We actually have a part 3 because it was such a long interview and so much good information. My guy, 6 July, he's done so many things in the industry. Is unbelievable, the type of things that he's done and what all he's achieved and accomplished. And he's still out here making moves and doing his thing. So shout out to my homie. We're going to get into the part 2 version of this. And the funny part is, as long as we talked on this particular interview, when we finished the interview, he said we got to talk some more about some more stuff. So, hey, looks like 6 July will be coming back. But we're going to go to this part 2 of the interview with my homie straight out of the Black Haven zone, man. Originally from South Memphis, and a lot of times White Haven is a part of South Memphis, but it's still the Haven zone. Shout out to my guy representing the BHZ. We're gonna get into it. Hey, my bad. Pimp King Dave, what's up with your homie? Much love. What's up with you? Darren Andrews, hey, I already talked to him. You said interview with DJ Howard Q. About D&D and Devin Steele. I already talked to Howard Q. And boy, he said he's got some things to say. He got some stuff to talk about. And he's pre-warning me. So I'm looking forward to that. And the only thing about, I guess, what I'm doing with Memphis Rap History is I want to bring the information out about what was done and the roles people played and this, that. I do not want to get into the beef part of it. I don't mind nobody speaking on real situations, and because if it's a part of the story, it's just a part of the story. But it don't have to be on the level where you could tell that it's still personal beef, and you. Now at this point, you just going in, on that person, and not necessarily just about, the historical facts of what may, things that went on. I'm not into that part of it, but I am into to making sure we hear the history of what's going on and what happened, and he's saying that he has some things to say, and it's gonna raise some eyebrows. I say it like that. So. Hey, on that note, Darren, I'm glad you brought that up because that is about to happen. So, hey, once again, man, let's get right into my guy, Carlos 6 July Broady, as he talks more Memphis rap history and the things that he's done. So, y'all kick back, relax, enjoy the interview. I will respond to you in the chats. Since I won't be able to just really talk, but I will respond on the chats. So let's get into the interview, part 2. My guy, here we go. We last left off when you were at the expo. You witnessing what you're witnessing at the time.
Yeah, so that phenomenon of the gangster walk, and getting further into DJing, also witnessed the Studio G era. You
Talk
know
to
what I
me.
mean, man? Be honest with you, I used to hate DJing at Studio G
Why? Why?
because I'm a hip hop head, right?
Okay. Okay. Makes sense.
And you gonna be playing gangster music all night, and they gonna be gangster walking all night. Now, remember, I witnessed the beginning of it, so now we 2 3 years in, and they still gangster walking, and you can't play no music. You got all these energetic high schoolers and kids. All they want to do is gangster. Now it's the gangster walk. Ain't the Bowman walk no more. It's the gangster walk. So now all you playing is Gore-Tex, Trigger Man. You playing records that's still like 5 or 6 or even 10 years old.
Damn, you making a
So
good
so
point.
so they can gangster walk too. Like at the time, I know we talked about this briefly, but let's bring it back. At the time, they was gangster walking to a faster tempo.
Mm-hmm.
Like you said, the special ed, I got it made,
Mm-hmm.
and DLC, funky enough, and
Mm-hmm.
records like that. That's what they were gangster walking
Yep.
to.
Yep.
Trigger Man is already fast before Fly slowed it down. You know what I mean? But it was already a certain tempo that you can mix it with these records that I'm speaking of.
Yeah.
Bellevue Patience and Knowledge Me, and you. If you didn't know the records to play so they could gangster walk too, they would get mad. Gore-Tex and you know what I'm
Man, you just
saying?
made
Like,
me think. Knowledge me. What happened?
Knowledge Me, the original concept.
Man, I
The
forgot
original, that's
about that
Dr.
one.
Dre. That's Dr. Dre on the East Coast. The DJ, the MTV Dr. Dre, the
Yeah.
big guy.
Ed Lover, Dr. Dre, Dr. Dre.
Yeah, yeah. Ed Lover wasn't in the original concept. That was him and his man that used to bring on MTV Rap, the dark skinned cat. I can't think of his name, but they was original concept.
I forgot about Knowledge Me, man.
Knowledge Me, Bellevue Patient. You know what I'm saying? They went together.
You sure ain't lying. You sure ain't
Yeah.
lying.
Mm-hmm.
Now it makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Because I do know, you know what I'm saying, that you were a hip hop head. So I guess as a hip hop head and to have to lock into
Man.
playing nothing but gangster records just so people could gangster walk all night was probably not the ideal
No, sir, not the
environment for
ideal
you.
situation.
Who all was
Because you can't
Go ahead.
you can't play no new records. You can't break no records. They ain't trying to hear that. Bro, they want to hear Trigger Man all night long. You understand what I'm saying?
Yes.
And it didn't help that I could scratch. So now I'm cutting it up, chopping it up, and they love to have certain people to request us DJing, and we used to always like to be on the stage, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not confined to the booth. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't really feel the people in the DJ booth. I see why Spanish Fly and then was in the back at the expo. You know what I'm saying? Because you can feel the people, you can control the crowd better.
That makes sense.
You at the center of it. You see what I'm saying? Like you can feel
like
that
the band,
energy.
almost like a band playing.
Yeah, like a drummer. You know what I mean?
Makes sense.
You feel that energy, man. You feel that energy. You're gonna want to cut up. You're gonna want to show out. Show people what you could do. You know what I mean? Let them know that you know how to rock the party. That's what it was all about, rocking the party.
So were you there when Mixmaster Lee was around? DJ Squeaky was
Yeah. Yes and no, because I stopped. You know, when they got so gangster and cats getting to fighting and shooting, that's my exit. You hear me? You know, that's when everybody wanted to be Ice Cube with the curl and the Raiders hats.
I was
and,
one
you know
of them.
what
I had to admit, I was
I mean?
one of them, man.
We gonna go into that because that's when Cass was getting robbed for the starter jackets.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Cass getting killed for Jordans and starter jackets. I remember I had the first pair of Jordans when they came out. My mama had bought. They was like $50.
Mm-hmm.
The warm ones, and I wore them to school the next day. And when I came home from school, I took them off and put them back in the box and told my mama to take them back.
What happened?
Too much attention.
Too much attention.
Too much attention. To be one of the only ones with some J, like, come on, man.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You're right. All
I
eyes on you.
Man, yeah, because I wore 'em with the white starter jacket. You know what I'm saying? Fresh to death with a
Woo!
target on your back. Like, no, sir, I never do that again. You know what I'm saying? And yeah, when cats start getting killed for starter jackets, like, all right, dude.
Yeah. Nah. I hear you, man. And Root, that's that message to people. If you
Mm-hmm.
don't want a target on your back, you know what I'm saying. You don't being flashy is a sure way to get a target
Oh,
on your back. So if you don't want it, you know what I'm saying, tone it down
yeah, yeah. I mean, you can do what you want to do. Just know, you know what I'm saying?
or be ready.
Be ready.
Or be ready.
Yeah, yeah. But it all depends on who you are and what situation you put yourself into. You
Real
know what I
talk.
mean?
Real talk.
You got
Real
to
talk.
have the spirit to know. All right, you got to listen to your intuition. It's gonna tell you, hey man, you might not, you don't go over there. You know what I'm
Mm-hmm.
saying?
Mm-hmm.
Don't go over there. That's it.
Man, you sure know what to say. All right, so
Mm-hmm.
we're in. So you Studio G. So by the time you decide, man, I can't be playing gangster walk music all night long and watching people
Mm-hmm.
gangster walk all night long. Let's go back to the early '90s. So you left Studio G because
Mm-hmm.
of it just had you stagnant. So
Yeah,
what was your move after that?
a great era. A lot of great music came out of that era,
True.
but it just wasn't for me.
Hey, and that's what it's
You
all
know,
about. Be
and
true
this
to
is a
you.
testament to Memphis, right? We're multifaceted. We have multiple styles of music that comes out of Memphis, right?
Mm-hmm.
So that particular style wasn't my style of music. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, but go ahead with what you was about to say.
I know what I about. I'm actually gonna go back a little bit. So you were at
Go ahead.
21st Century. What do you remember
Mhm.
about 21st Century?
21st century. First of all, shout out to Larry Clark. Now, it's we zigzagging because after I got the MP, it had to be at least 91, 92 because after that, that's what led me to get down to the warehouse
Mm-hmm.
with Dizzy, Lil Pat, Al Capone, SK, Gangster Pat, Skinny Pimp 211. We was at the warehouse with Eli. This when after your record, see your record come from that Studio G era. You
No,
see what
no
I'm
doubt,
saying?
no doubt. Lyrical drive by.
Lyrical job by. So now you get your deal with Eli. And now you working on the album at Warehouse Studio. And
Mm-hmm.
I just so happened to get invited down there by Lil Pat.
That's how you got invited.
Mm-hmm.
Hold up. Slow down. Okay,
Yes, sir.
20. Let's go back to 21st Century because boy, you
Okay.
taking me. Yeah, I'm getting excited
He
right now.
wasn't 21st century after during the time of because 21st century happened after the warehouse, right?
No. 21st Century was before the warehouse.
It was before the
Yeah, it
warehouse.
was before the warehouse. It was before
It
lyrical
was,
drive
it
by.
was, cause so smooth, right. Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah.
So all right. We're
That's
gonna go.
to be
So
honest with you. At that time, during 21st Century, I remember that being a great time for Memphis hip hop because
yes,
it allowed different styles of hip hop to
yes,
exist. It wasn't everybody wasn't hood or gangster. You had
right.
all styles of hip hop
Everything.
there,
Yes,
and I
yes.
love that.
Man. So okay, 21st century days. We back on the folk track and the drum machines and
Mm-hmm.
the mixer sample.
Mm-hmm.
So 21st century, like you said, it allowed the kids to come in and express themselves. Again, shout out to Larry Clark, um, because uh, they didn't really. Cause remember, they was building the studio in the back.
Yep.
They built the studio in the back. So Lil Pat, was back there doing his thing and putting it together. So at 21st century, Tila and Cody, which was the second level and Just Born, they used to be there all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Larry pretty much was managing everybody.
Yep.
Right? I
Now,
know he
now
had
you
you.
know Thomas and Phyllis owned the
Mm.
21st Century. I don't know if you remember Thomas and Phyllis.
Yeah, I remember Thomas.
Yeah. So they was they were the owner of, but Larry was like you right. He was kind of like a resident manager in some
Mm-hmm.
kind of way. I was there with Psycho,
Okay.
because we was in one of them rooms working.
Which Psycho?
The not the Psycho that was with Gangster Pat, Tyrone
Okay.
Tyrone
Tyrone
Bell
Psycho. Yeah,
Psycho.
yeah.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So yeah,
Okay. Yeah, I went to high school with the other psycho with Bean.
got you, got you.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Who else you
So
remember being in
uh,
21st Century around that time?
I remember T. Lachey. I remember T. Lachey
Damn.
being, yeah, that's my home. That's a girl, right? That's T. Lachey used to be up there. Her and I think Herman was with her. You remember the guy that used to be with her all the time?
Mm-hmm.
So they was in the joint together. Like I said, Tila. Um, I remember you popping in and out of there, but
Yep.
not as much.
Yep. Well, I
You know,
stayed in the Montero, so it took me a minute to get way over there to the Haven. You know what I'm saying? I
right,
luckily had an
right.
auntie that lived in the Gitwell Garden that was right up the.
One Walter Simmons was over that way too, wasn't it?
I think
What? No, Walter
I
Simmons off
can't.
Lamont.
Yeah, I'm about to say I can't. I know for sure the Gitwell Gardens was there because I used to go over there
Yeah,
whenever before I would go to 21st or after I leave or I'm. Yeah, I the Gitwell Gardens was for sure there for sure.
yeah, yeah. See, in 21st century was you remember when they started throwing the parties at 20, letting the high schools had a party, the gents and the
Mm-hmm.
you remember the gents and the what
Dukes,
the Dukes, what and that Fairleigh they was called
ambassadors, or imperial
and
gents. I don't know. You.
the MODs was at Fairleigh.
Oh, okay.
They was gangster.
Oh,
All they did was fight.
they were prep gangsters.
Yeah,
Damn, prep gangsters.
yeah. That's all they did was fight. MODs known for fighting.
I see.
Yeah,
Okay,
and
go
I
ahead.
remember I did a party. I DJ'd a party at 20. That was my first and my last party at 21st Century. And my boy was what was he? Was he a gent? He was one of the ones, and he had me DJ the party, and I was like, I ain't doing this no more.
What happened?
They got to fighting.
Damn.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
you
You
went
get
for
to fighting, you huh?
no, no. That was because Studio G was after that, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So this was right about the time where it was phasing out, and cats was just high school, they just wild.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah.
I don't like doing parties where fights break out.
I
So
can dig it. So what? So not Studio G, OTS. Do you have any memories of OTS?
nah, I didn't never go to OTS.
Why?
Um, because I had access to Arden and you know what I'm saying, other studios that my uncle would go to, Willie Mitchell Studio. So, you know, I
Got you.
did I just didn't go. You know what I mean?
No, that makes sense. Man,
Yeah.
you got access to Arden and Royal Studios.
Mhm.
Understood.
Mhm.
Understood. So
Yeah.
okay.
My ode to Memphis, even, when we get into the other stuff, my ode to Memphis, I always sample Memphis music.
Well, listen. So you know what? That's a perfect segue to a person that, like you said, you play ode to Memphis music, and you're
Mhm.
speaking on the Stax era, the
Mhm.
High Records era, just all the
Mhm.
music that came out of Memphis.
Right.
Pre hip hop.
Right. Right.
So, could you talk about some other um, songs or producers or
Mhm.
artists from other places that most people would never know that they got their music from Memphis during that from their Stacks and high rhythm,
Yeah.
high records. Yeah,
Yeah.
talk about some of those Memphis music that's in some popular artist songs that's not even from Memphis, and people will never know. Basically, they were influenced by Memphis music.
Yes. Everybody knows "Make the Music with Your Mouth" is right.
Bloom, 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 bloom.
Isaac Hayes, Ike Smooth, at which that sample is in records to this day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Has been
Mm-hmm.
sampled from hip hop classic records to gangster hip hop classic records. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
From DJ Marley Marl sampling it and chopping it up to 3 6 Mafia sampling it and chopping it up.
Mm-hmm.
Like that record is like a staple in hip hop. Is one of the classic breaks that everybody has used at one point in time, from Mary J. Blige on down. Like that record is a heavy sampled record.
Gangsta Pat, shake some.
Everybody, you
Yeah,
see what I'm saying?
yeah.
So that record, of course, when you get into the breaks, I remember I was telling you about Just Ice going way back is a Memphis sample by artist Kid Dynamite. He was on Stax record. You know what I mean?
Wow.
Um, it's the record is called Peace of Mind, and it has a
Doom
nice break.
doom 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 doom.
And
Is it?
you got the feeling that NWA used to kill that all the time.
That's
Yeah.
Memphis.
If you got the time, I got the
That's
time. Yeah,
Memphis,
that's
man.
Kid Dynamite. Yep.
I
Recorded in Memphis.
you just hit me. I didn't. I never knew that.
Well, we got so many breaks that cats use. The Rufus Thomas, Funky Penguin, the breakdown, all of them Rufus Thomas. You got yep, that's the breakdown.
That's
The
easier for people that don't know. That easy
record.
use easier said than done. That's Rufus Thomas.
Yep. The uh shoot the break for it's called the breakthrough. Isaac Hayes, the breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
It's so gangster. I think it's on the Tough Guys. It's on the Tough Guys soundtrack, I think, and then the Ghetto Boys joint is on that same record.
Mind playing tricks on me.
Yeah,
that's Isaac. Mind playing tricks on me is an Isaac Hayes sample.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What about Public Enemy? I got a letter from the government.
That's Isaac Hayes. That's another Isaac Hayes record.
What about Cream? What about Cash Rules?
Cream is the Shawmels. It was a demo. Yep. It was a demo that the Shawmels did to David Porter and I think Isaac, they wrote and produced, and it was a demo. It was on a box set of Stax records, like a CD set. And I was telling, I believe we was talking about how RZA acquired some of the catalogs to sample music and not having to clear them because he owned them. He got some of High's old demos and some of Stack's old demos.
So he has a catalog of Memphis music to sample from.
The first Wu-Tang album has, over 10 Memphis samples and drum breaks in it.
People would never know.
Never know.
Wow.
Never know. Like a lot of them drums he used, those are Memphis drums. Those are like Memphis break beats. He'll either break them up or sample them, like the shimmy, ya, and all of that stuff like
For
that.
real?
Yeah.
So somebody said, man, this is real hip hop. We can come back and say, no, that's that real Memphis.
That's the real Memphis. Mm-hmm.
Wow, that's crazy. And I know the list goes on. We can't name them all, but
man, from Raekwon's album, the Ghostface album, the Dirty album, to RZA's album, like bro, like Memphis is all through that. RZA love Memphis. It's crazy because I did a lot of business with RZA and the Wu-Tang and certain members. I had never met them in person until they came to Mempho Fest in Memphis.
Really?
I had been working with them all this time, and we always talked on the phone, but we never met in person.
Man, please tell me how was that meeting, man?
That's one of my favorite. That's one of my top 5 favorite producers. So like I've been around the clan since 93, 94. But like I said, we never met. So when I called Tyrese because I knew they was coming to Memphis, and Tyrese Supreme, Theodore Michaels, or Tyrese Hawk is his name now. He's a Muslim, but he was one of the original executive producers of the Enter the 36 Chambers album.
Mm-hmm.
Me and him did a record label together later on and put out a lot of Dark Man. That's a whole nother story. So that was our artist. But I called Tyrese like, man, y'all in Memphis? He's like, yeah, come on down. I got your passes and everything. So I'm like, well, where y'all staying at? They was at the Western. So I go down to the Western. And I see them in the van, him, Ray Brother Supreme, and a couple other cats. And, we hugged it up, dapped it up because we go way back. And, we step in the hotel. He was like, man, RZA and all them, they in there. So I walk in and I see the Jizza, never met him before. But he was like, man, your name just stay around. It's funny that we never met because with somebody's always speaking your name. You know what I'm saying? So him and Deck. And so we get to the show later on, fast forward, we get to the show. And I see Ray, me and Ray hug it up again. We chopping it up because Ray is like, he like an uncle to me. Like, so he was one of the first Clan members that I met. Raekwon was, and me and him hit it off. And so we just was chilling. So much so I helped Ray set up his studio, and when he moved to Dallas, I put my man that built my studio. I hooked him up with him. So
yeah.
He built Ray's studio in his crib, but so we chopping it up, and I seen Power, and Power had on. They all had these WuTang Grizzly sweatshirts. So it had the W, had the grizzly bear holding. Man, I need to go get it.
That's too dope. Hold on, you got one?
Yeah, hold on. Give me a hot second.
Oh! Exclusive.
If you didn't get it, you can't get it. Right? So.
Look at that, man. Official WuTang. It seems like as soon as you try to show it in a certain way, it blur out. But when you do that, it don't. That's crazy. Okay. Like right there, it don't blur out. There we go. Oh, see, and when you go there, it blur out. That's weird as hell.
Is it doing that? That's AI.
Yeah, that's AI. But hey, we see it though. We see it. That's classic. That's classic.
So it got the grizzly bear holding the ball.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
And it got the WuTang, then it got the 36 chambers on the back. And everywhere I wear this joint, people like, man, where the hell you get this joint? You know what I'm saying? But Power gave it to me.
Yeah.
And like the whole clan had them, and they were selling T-shirts like that and hoodies, and they sold out so quick. So if you didn't get it, you didn't get it. But I got mine from them.
Gotcha.
Right?
Yeah.
So Power, when I seen it, I was like, man, I gotta get one. And he threw me one. So then by that time, Supreme like, yo, RZA want to meet you, or RZA wants you, right? Mm-hmm. So they had no idea that me and RZA never met before.
Wow.
So,
hold on, let me.
Bam.
Boom.
Okay.
Go ahead.
So what was crazy is walking to meet RZA. I can't remember if you was with them, but I know it was Boo Mitchell, David Porter.
I was there.
You was there, right?
Yeah.
I ran into y'all, and I was like, I was on the way to meet RZA, and that's when Ray was like, you know them? And I was like, yeah, this is my guy. These my guys. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And he was like, man, David Porter's a genius. So that's what Ray was saying. He's like, man, I had no idea you knew them cats. Like, yeah, we go way back. So I get back there with RZA, and the first thing he said to me was, damn, like, we done all this business together. This is our first time meeting. You know what I'm saying? Like, we never met before. That's crazy.
That's wild.
Talked on the phone, negotiated contracts, all that shit.
So hold on, when you say that for the people, how many years have y'all been doing business together before y'all actually met?
Officially 95, because he did Records on Live album, so we had to do those, and we had to clear the logo. I officially, rate 99 or 98 is when I officially got a check from them for Raekwon's 2 of Ray's album and 1 of Ghost, so 2 Ghosts and 1 Ray. Mm-hmm.
But starting in 95, so 95 on up until y'all actually met. So how many years is that?
Yeah. One with Memphis Fest. Memphis Fest was... That
was so at least 15,
at least 15 years.
15 years of working with these people, and y'all met for the first time 15 years later.
I met everybody but RZA, and because me and Divine, we had lunch a couple of times. Because at one point I was gonna sign to the WuTang Productions.
Okay, gotcha.
So we been. I stayed at the Wu Mansion in Jersey. And made records. He sent Takita down here to work with me. Sent a whole artist down here to work with me.
Damn.
You know what I'm saying? And we never met. You know, we just talked on the phone. Right?
So you and RZA never met?
Me and RZA never. Right. Until then.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And hell, that's who I was trying to get with.
You know what? I want to say that that proves that if you do good business, you do good work and good business, then you know what I'm saying. You damn near don't even have to meet.
No.
You just that's wild.
That's that, bro. Listen, man, and when you connected with the right people, listen, oh man.
Yeah.
I've had My lawyer called me and said, "Hey, I'm gonna send you this. Read this over and sign it. You're gonna have a check FedEx the next day."
Damn.
You know what I mean? And literally signed it, fax it back, FedEx the next day. It's a check, crazy check.
Damn.
Because people, you connected with the right people and they want to do business with you. They
Yes.
want your name affiliated with. When your name is good, they want it affiliated with certain things.
100. 100.
Yeah. So
Message.
keep your name straight. You know what I mean?
All right. So let's go back. I know I kind of deviated to talk about how many Memphis stacks and high records were,
Right.
and we didn't name them all, but it's a lot of music from
It's
Memphis
a lot.
that is embedded in a lot of hip hop records and albums that,
Mm-hmm.
that people would not realize that's Memphis music.
Yes,
So-
yes. Memphis, people need to realize Memphis was a mecca for music and talent. Like, they used to come get people from Memphis or come record in Memphis. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Because it got a certain energy about it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, my wife, again, was like, "Yo, you need to work with Yo Gotti."
Mm.
And I was like, I think at this time he had Mr. Tell It was real hot with everybody around this time. And I was like, I really don't like, them style of records or whatever. And at the same time, this is when the 3-6 Mafia was calling. Paul was like, "Yo, this is what I want you to do." So we like 0405 in that era, right? Somewhere up in there. So now I'm working with Yo. I'm starting to work with Gotti and convincing him to work on Pro Tools.
So what?
So convincing him to work on Pro Tools.
Oh.
He had the D88s. He had a studio off of Outland over there, and he had the D88s over there. And I'm like, "Bro, we can do this much faster, much easier." Man, I don't like Pro Tools, bro. They don't sound good. So I ended up convincing him to buy. Nico was about to sell his system, and we bought Nico's first Pro Tools system and put it in the house over there. And I had Haywood over there engineering for him, and he started to love it. Now this is when Gotti couldn't go to no studio because they was busy having all kinds of problems in the studio, and they wouldn't book him in the studio. So John Fry said to me, like, "Man, I don't care nothing about their money." He was like, "If you don't book it and if you don't be there, they can't book it. I don't care nothing about none of that." He's like, "You got to be there the whole session." So we was already working. So I would literally have to book the studio sessions in my name. And I would have to be there the whole session. You see what I'm saying?
Dang.
Or else they wouldn't let them book it. And, we got tight after that, and we started working, on several records. At the time we was working, the Back to the Basic album was going to be called Blood, Sweat, and Tears. So this was the time where he was, in between the TBT situation. And I'm like, "Well, let's go to New York and shop. Let's go shop some records." He had people calling him, but I'm like, ain't nothing like going in person and meeting with folks and sitting down, right? So this was the time Dino DeValier had switched from Universal to Sony. He's not the head of Sony. He was over there. And I was like, let's just go take some meetings. So me, Gotti, B, and E flew to New York on the buddy passes, right? We went, and I met with my manager at the time, it was Art, and Art took us around to all the record companies. We met with TVT again. We met with Sony, with Dino. We met with Jive. We met with Tina Davis. That's really who we went up there to see, Tina Davis. Let me go back, because at the time Gotti had Shouty, the song Shouty. Shouty was jumping off, and we went to meet with Tina Davis, and Tina was like, "Man, I love this record, and I know who he is. He just got to get his radio spins up." And she was like, "If you get up to 400, 500 spins, then I got you. I'm gonna give you, I'm gonna give you a deal, because I already know what you are and your movement, what it's about." She was like, we can work something. So
how long
is
Tina from Memphis?
Nah, Tina Davis, I forgot where she from, but this was Chris Brown's manager.
Yeah. That's why I know her. But every time I saw her, we used to. So I was almost you speaking on her. I'm like, damn, she was from Memphis, because she always showed me respect whenever I saw her.
remember, well, Pepper had his stamp in New York when he was the vice president of Def Jam South.
Mm-hmm.
Remember, he had that stamp. So,
Yep.
they kind of had a fondness for Memphis. And I think Tina's at Empire now. She's running Empire. I think that's
Gotcha.
what she. But Chris Brown was shit. Her fame name,
No question. No question
Yeah.
about it.
So bam.
So you
So
working
we
with Gotti, but she telling him to get the spins up.
get your spins up. So we get back to Memphis. Now, mind you, Lester Pace was popping.
Yep.
Lester, I've been knowing Lester for over 20 something years. And uh Gotti was like, man, I got to get with Lester. So he get with Lester and hire Lester to,
Get
do the
them
shorty
spins
right,
up. Yeah.
get them spins up. Next thing I know, they got in there and Pepper called me like, man, we went to New Orleans, and they went to New Orleans because Baby and them came to a show in Memphis, and they threw on Shouted, and the floor is that had to be the premiere. They was like the club went crazy, and Baby asked Pepper like, "Man, who the hell is this guy?" You know what I'm saying? Now Pepper had a rapport with Baby and them from back in the day in 3 6 days,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
But they been knew Pepper from back then. So they was like, man, who the hell is this cat? And they ended up, getting them, sending them to New Orleans. So they drove down to New Orleans, come back, Gotti come straight to my crib, like, brother, I ain't never seen nothing like this in my life. You know what I'm saying? He was like, man, I got to get with them cats. So he was like, man, I need some records. So I'm like, okay, well, let's go in Young. So we go up in Young Avenue, book both rooms, Swizzo in one room, I'm in the next, and we rotating and we making these records.
Mm-hmm.
So now he had an idea. He like, I'm gonna do some of my record. I'm gonna do the block burners. I'm gonna end up doing the block burners with Cash Money. So now we making records for the block burners record. So I ended up doing like 8 records on the block burners, and then he drove to Nashville, come back with All Star, drop All Star off at my house. So now I got 8 records on All Star, 8 records on the block burner. So now we like, okay, we gotta go back to New Orleans. So we drove B&E's Infinities with the spree wheels on them and 22 spree wheels to New Orleans. And I'm like, this ain't a good idea. We're going to catch a flat. So we all down there mobbing, in New Orleans. We in the hotel waiting on Baby and them to cut this check for this production deal. So now at the time, I had I'm skipping because I had a Gorilla Black record out, the Compton record. I produced Compton with Beanie Man and Gorilla Black.
Mm-hmm.
And I had Gorilla Black in Memphis because I was trying to have Gotti do a song with Gorilla Black, and we was at Arden. So now the Compton record is out popping, doing what it doing. I remember being in Cash Money Mansion, and the record video come on, and Yo was like, yeah, man, Broady did that record. And Baby and Slim are looking at me like, oh, yeah, okay. So as he get to playing them the records, they say to Yo, man, I don't know who this young cat is you got on these beats, but whoever he is, you need to sign him ASAP. And he like, cause he got your sound. Like, that's the sound what you need to do. And so you need to keep him under your wing. You know what I'm saying? That's what Baby told me.
Mm-hmm.
And so now, we all giddy and geeked up and we waiting on this check, you know what I'm saying? So we ended up getting, I forgot what they gave him, but I ended up getting like 30 grand, and we just mobbing.
Yeah.
And that, and we go back down there and they end up giving the Cash Money chains. And so now they own and stuff. So now, the records never come out because at the time we did Gangsta Party, and he in between TVT and dealing with Baby Them, and Baby Them wanted Gangsta Party. They was like, listen, don't let that record company mess up this record. They don't know what to do with it. You need to come on sign with us. We'll pay for you to get out of TVT and all of this and that, right? Because that record, that Gangsta Party is a record. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
And Gotti ended up, because what happened was in the midst of us working on the Back to the Basics, Brian Leach left TVT, and Brian Leach was the A&R for that project.
Mm-hmm.
And so when he left, he kind of left us in limbo. So now we trying to figure out how we gonna complete the album and go on. He trying to figure out what he gonna do. And then they got another A&R. I forgot my man's name. He was cool as hell too. And we ended up getting some more money. We chopped up about 50 grand, and back to the basics is born. You know what I'm saying? So we flew to drove to Nashville, mixed it, and put it together. And now it's coming out. It's doing what it's doing. He buzzing. Um, and he got it. He gonna do them shows. He doing his shows and whatnots. But he's still not happy because he wasn't happy about the success of TBT.
Yeah.
So during this time, the streets is getting hot. He doing his mixtape still, and he ended up doing this record called The Shootout that I did. And uh, it was right when DJ Drama and them got popped. And released the Shootout record talking about that stuff, and I produced the Shootout. I think it's on CM2. It's on the Cocaine Music 2. And he shot the video on Ridgecrest and all of that. And that was like one of the last records I did for him. But during our run, we did like 40 records. He got like 30 or 40 records, including the Block Burners and the records I did on All Star that nobody never heard.
Wow.
And like 30 or 40 Yo Gotti records.
Wow.
Because I was the first sample based producer that he worked with. And the first samples he rapped off of was my records. Like he wasn't even rapping on samples like that. You know what I'm saying? So and then like it was a time where he wouldn't do vocals without me being in the studio. So the things I was able to show him how to do, a lot of them things he implements to this day, he still utilize them with his artists of things that he learned from me.
Hey, and you're one of the ones to learn from, sir.
Oh yeah, man, I appreciate that. So from there, we coming into again we coming into we do another Royce record. This the record that Royce gets to redeem himself and get it off his chest. Is a record called Death is Certain. And during this time, he got beef with everybody. Eminem, D12, the Street Cats, all of this is just going down. So my fool self, not knowing how detrimental it is, I go to Detroit and we get there doing this record. So now, mind you, my birthday on the 6th, his birthday on the 5th, and Royce hadn't been outside in like about 3 months, right? Because he got all this beef going on. He just was burying himself in his work. So we get the bright idea to go out for his birthday on the 5th, mine on the 6th. And we go to the mayor's son's party. He had his party downtown. Soon as we get downtown, cats spot him. And automatically it's like Royce outside, right? So it's okay. So now we leave that party. He's like, okay, we just did the walkthrough. We're gonna go. He wanted to go to Casino Land or where the casinos is. So we get down to Casino Land. Now, mind you, everything I'm about to tell you is documented on a CD, a DVD called Beef 3. They put this in Beef 3, but I witnessed it firsthand. So now we get down to Casino, and we on the street trying to decide on which casino we're going to go to. And I look behind Royce. He's standing in front of me, facing me. I look behind him. I see 5 cats coming on the right. And then I look across the street. I see 5 more cats coming from across the street. And I look behind me. It's 5 more. And I look to my right. It's 5 more. So we 20 cats walk up on us. Proof was in the middle of them. And he got beef with D12, and they walking up, and they got us surrounded. It's only like 6 of us. And you know what I'm saying? Thank God Keno Pops was with us. So it's 6 of us, and they got us surrounded, and they talking to Royce, and they going back and forth. And Royce tell me later on, but during the midst of it, he was like, man, I'm feeling uncomfortable, right? And he pulled his gun out of his pants, right? And Proof, I never forget, because Proof got the gap in between his mouth, and he started smiling and laughing. He was like, oh, that ain't nothing. We all got them. And they all pull out their joints. So now we got 20 cats with guns, and we got the one gun is Royce, and they got us surrounded. And Keno Pop he stepped up and said, hey, y'all put all of that down. Y'all let these 2 men walk away and talk like men, and y'all, it ain't got nothing to do with none of y'all. And they respected OG so much, they was like, okay, Pops, we got it. You know what I'm saying? They put their guns away and parted the way and let them 2 walk down the street and talk. God. And I was,
have mercy.
Listen, and they ended up walking down the street, laughing, hugging, and all of that. And what happened was during the commotion, one of the store owners saw the commotion and called the police. So the police came and arrested Royce and Proof
Mm.
and them to jail. Now this is where it gets interesting. We go to the precinct, see if we can bail the cat out. Right now, the streets still talking. Royce outside, Royce outside. They don't know him and Proof that made peace, and it's good. So I'm on the phone. We parked on the street across the street from the precinct. I'm on the phone talking to the wife, telling her about what happened, talking about how much I ain't coming back to Detroit. You know what I'm saying? And I hear knocking on the window, like, yo, Los, get in the car, get in the van, get in the van. I'm like, what? They like, get in the van. And so I get in the van. They like, look. I look down the street. It's two cars got the street blocked off, and I look the other direction. They got the street blocked off right there. I'm like, wait a minute. Are you telling me? They like, yes. I'm like, okay, bet. Let's go on the precinct. So we go on the precinct, and Pops and Keno, they go talk to the clerk or whatnot. And we sitting on the side, waiting to see if they gonna bail them out or whatever. Two cats walk in the police precinct. They walk in the police precinct because they want to put eyes on everybody who was in the van, you know what I'm saying, to see who they finna hit up or whatnot. They walk in, walk out. So I'm like, okay, like, man, this is different. You know what I'm saying? These cats came up in the police precinct, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I'm like, get up out of here. So me, I'm a traveling man, and I know most police are traveling men too, as far as Masonic goes. So I see a brother and I hit him up and I say, hey, bro, tell him where I'm from and this, that, and go through the Masonic routine. And I was like, listen, man, we need an escort. And he was like, okay, brother, I got you. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? They knew we told them what was going on, knew what was going on. The police ended up escorting us off the street to the expressway so we can get safe enough to get up out of there without nobody following us and
No.
shit. So after that, I was like, man, I ain't never coming back to Detroit. But my food self went back several times so much. I had a Detroit number at one point. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying? I had 313 number. But, just to say that was during the making of Death is Certain, and that record was so prolific that it reflected his mood at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So right after that, he ended up doing a deal with Selecto, and that's what a record you love, the Looking at My Dogs.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I we was doing a record and they was like, we need somebody on this joint, somebody southern. I'm like, I got the perfect cat. They was like, man, who is Yo Gotti and can he rap? I'm like, bro, he can rap. He's straight, trust me. And I sent the record to Gotti and he recorded it and sent it back. And they was like, man, this dude cold. You know what I'm saying? And I say that was his his ties into the D, the
Yeah.
beat that calm down, and that's what got Detroit to loving him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
With that record right there, that's what I say. Because before then, they didn't know who he was. You see
Gotcha.
what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
So now, it's on and popping. But that was a record. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
That was a joint that I wish they had done a video or dropped a single on it. It would have been great for everybody.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
Uh,
So from there, man, it just started. And during that time, I'm dealing with Yo Gotti and I'm dealing with 3-6, and they in the midst of they mess,
mm.
right? So I'm witnessing all of this mess. And at the time, Hustle and Flow was starting to spark. So me
Mm-hmm.
and Chris, and we met at Grammys in the schools, and he started, hanging with me, coming to the crib and listening to beats and watching me make beats and stuff like that. And I remember he handed me the script. I still got the original script. Craig Brewer was like, yo, I got to go meet with Russell Simmons and Stan Lathan and MTV. So at first, MTV wanted to get it, and then Stan Lathan and Russell Simmons wanted to, buy Hustle and Flow or produce it or whatever.
Mm.
And then after that fell through, he ended up linking with John, and he was like, John gonna do it. So this what was crazy. I was telling DJ Paul about the movie when Russell and them was interested in it, and they kind of brushed it to the side. So after Craig met with John, Paul and them went to LA, and he called me from LA. He said, yo, you know that movie you was talking about? I was like, yeah. He was like, man, John Singleton gonna do that movie. I said, I know. He was like, man, I need to meet Craig Brewer. Said, all right, bet when you get back, I'll be back Sunday. So he come back Sunday. I tell Craig, and we meet on the parking lot. At the time, it was called Snooks grocery store on Germantown Parkway. And we ended up going to Paul House around the corner, having drinks and chopping it up. And that's how I met
You
Craig Brewer.
introduced Craig and
I
Paul.
introduced him, Craig
Wow.
Brewer to DJ Paul. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And from there, I was already slated to do the 5 songs in Hustle and Flow. It was supposed to be 5 or 6, inserts or beats or whatever they call it for the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And he wanted DJ Paul and them to do a song. So now, the movie is happening, everybody coming into town. And so when Terrence fly in, John fly in, they come straight to my crib. And Craig and all of us, we sitting at my crib listening to records and stuff. And John telling me exactly what he want to do. So I got all these celebrities and stuff at my crib, you know what I'm saying? Listening to records in my room. So we reminiscing and going through the records and talking and stuff and getting cool. So we ended up um, going to, I think the next day, Terrence was supposed to go to 360 Studio. So before then, we have lunch, me, John, and Terrence, and my wife. And this one, John was telling me he wanted me to be Craig's point person. Mm-hmm. So anything Craig needed, he wanted me to be able to give it to him musically and certain things. I was like, okay, cool. So that was going to be my job. You know what I'm saying? Like a kind of coordinator type of situation. That was going to be my as well as furnishing the music for the movie. Mm-hmm. Right? Well, bam. So I picked Terrence up from the hotel and we go down to 360 Studio that was downtown, right? And we get in there and we chilling and waiting on them to come through, and they coming through, 3-6 Apollo Juicy doing their thing. And Terrence just looked uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? He was like, so I'm like, all right, well, man, I got another session, so I'm finna bounce. And shit, I just check back in with you. And Terrence like, nah, I ain't staying down here. I'm like, what you mean? He was like, man, I'm going with you. I was like, he like, yeah, I'm not staying down here. So we ended up leaving. And soon as we hop on the expressway, I get phone calls. It's John Singleton on one line and Craig on the other line. Like, man, what you doing? Like, take him back. He got to do this. He got to do that. Terrence like, I ain't doing nothing. He's like, man, I'm not staying down there. I don't really know them cats like that. You know what I'm saying? And he's like, I'm not staying down there with them by myself. So he's going through the whole thing. He's like, it just don't feel right. Mm-hmm. So much so that after I get off with them, DJ Paul called me. Like, man, what's going on? I was like, man, I don't know. That's a grown man. The man said he was ready to leave. So he just came with me. So he ranting and raving. And like, man, I can't believe this and that's crazy and this, that, and the third. So he going off. And I'm like, hey, man, I don't have nothing to do with me. You know what I'm saying? He was like, all right. So he was like, man, they gonna mess up what we got going on down here. We can't let them come between us. This is what he was saying to me. Like, I was like, man, I don't feel that, but me and you straight, so we ain't got to worry about that, right? Mm-hmm. So I say that for a reason. So bam. Later on, when I dropped Terrence off at the hotel, he ended up inviting me and my wife back, and Juicy was coming through. So Juicy came with the bottle of champagne and he smoothed it out. Juicy be playing politician and you know what I mean? He smoothed it out. We have, a few drinks and everything was cool. So now now Terrence is comfortable with, you know what I'm saying? And the next day I think John and them ended up going down there with him and they ended up figuring it out. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So during that time, after that, we trying to settle up on what I'm gonna charge. Now they wanted me to do 5 beats for the movie, and I think they wanted to give me like $3,000 per beat. Mm-hmm. Now I'm in the height of my career and things are going well. I'm commanding 15 to 30 grand for a beat, but I'm not even trying to charge him that. I'm like maybe 75 to 10 grand or something like that, and they just was like they didn't want to pay it. Mm-hmm. They wanted to pay the $3,000 and get the, $3,000 a piece. It was going to end up being like 15 grand. And me and my lawyer, we was just like, nah, that's not cool. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. You talking about shooting a movie for this studio company and y'all don't want to pay me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, exactly. exactly.
Yeah, so I end up telling Craig, like, man, I'd rather us be cool than us fall out over money.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
You do this work, but y'all don't really want to pay me for the work. And he was like, okay, cool. So the very next day, John Singleton get on the radio. I'm looking for beats. I need beats for this movie and this, that, and the third. And that's how, that opened the floodgate. Me turning it down
Yeah,
and
yeah.
walking away from it opened the floodgate for everybody else to come in and do what they needed to do.
And the crazy part is, I knew none of this.
Mm-hmm.
Like my thing was, I just called Craig, got the blue one day, and that's how I got in on it. And it was probably it had to be after you had turned it down.
Mm-hmm.
And at that time, I I needed something. You know what I'm saying? To be
Yeah.
honest with you, I needed
Yes, yes,
something.
yes.
So
I remember us having a
yeah,
conversation
we did,
about it.
we did. You had talked to me about it, and
And you told me something that was profound, and I never thought about it that way, right?
mm-hmm,
You said, Brody, you used to making these records and dealing with these budgets, right? And you said, bro, this is my first time making $3,000 or so for a record
yeah.
that I produced or I did. He was like, so think of
And
so, and
they actually ended up giving me 5.
listen, and I thought about it because I did Queen Bitch for $3,000.
Mm-hmm.
You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So to a young man who never made $3,000 before, it's like, come on, bro. I'm making $3,000. You know, Cassidy used to get money like that back on their taxes. But to say, hey, man, I just sold a beat for $3,000 that might have took me 15 minutes to make,
Yeah.
5 minutes to make.
Exactly.
That's a lot of money. You see what I'm saying? And that's a lot for your time. So
And then
I understood.
on top of that, I was looking at it like I said, we ended up doing 5, and then we
Right.
did a
And
good split, yeah, and it was an
right,
opportunity. So
right,
I'm like, man, I can't walk away from this. I know
right.
I hear you, and I know
Yeah.
you saying ask for more, but I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
man, hey, I got to take this opportunity. You know what I'm saying?
No
This
doubt.
opportunity I got to take. I can't walk away from it. And again, that was at a time where I needed a move, and
Yes.
I'm independent the whole time, so yeah, I needed a move at
Very
that moment.
pivotal for you, man. Like, listen, I'm not mad at it. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying? Like, that was the move. It was meant to be the way that it was meant to be. You
exactly,
see what I'm saying?
exactly.
I seen the destiny, and that wasn't my destiny, so I
Hmm.
wasn't tripping on it. You see what
So
I'm saying?
hey, all I can say is, uh, uh, and then what you turned down, what they said, one
Mm-hmm.
man trash is another
Man,
man's
it's trash
treasure.
and next treasure. Yes, sir.
That's all it
Look,
was.
look what came out of it. Because who's to say that it would have done that
Not saying
if
it was
I done what
trash.
I
Not
done?
not saying you were saying it was trash.
No, no, no. I got three. Look, 3-6 got the Oscar.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If I had stayed on, that may have not been the case.
Yeah, yeah.
You see what I'm
No,
saying?
I hear you. I hear you
Because
loud
I'm
and clear.
supposed to do that song.
Mm.
You see what I'm saying? So yeah, I was supposed to do all of the music. That's
Yeah,
what I'm
yeah,
saying.
exactly. You're right. You're
It
right.
wouldn't have
At the
been
end
no
of
opportunity for nobody else.
It wouldn't have been no whoop that trick. It wouldn't
Right.
have been no hard out here for a pimp. It wouldn't have been
None
none
of
of that.
that.
It would have been whatever you
Right.
made for it, and that could have been
Whatever I
legendary.
right.
That could have been legendary too. You know what I'm saying? Which
Right. No doubt.
you make legendary music, so whatever that was, it would have been legendary as well.
Oh yeah, no doubt. But look at what happened. So I ain't tripping, man. It's still a problem on
Well,
me.
I
So
thank you. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
I appreciate it.
I know it ain't no thank you for you, but it's a
No,
thank you for me. You know what I'm saying?
listen, a win for the city is a win for all of us. So I ain't tripping. That's how I look at it.
but you see it.
That's you know what I mean.
Yes, yes,
So
yes.
because we all from the same place, so
Yeah.
we winning anyway.
And we
So
always had good. We always had a great relationship. You know what I'm
always,
saying? From the beginning
that's what.
on up to now. So yeah,
You know what I mean.
yeah, yeah.
So but yeah, so
Let
from
me
there, man, hey,
check. Let me
things just
pause that
started
just for
to
one
get a little
second.
different.
Let Yeah. me pause it 1 second. And I just want to say this real quick. Please, if you're watching and you're loving what you're hearing, you're loving these great stories, please do your guy a favor and subscribe to the channel if you haven't subscribed yet. Subscribe to the channel. Help your boy blow up. You dig? Put me on these YouTube streets, man. You know what I'm saying? So subscribe, like, and also hit the notification bell. with the notification bell, it'll let you know whenever I upload anything. And I want to start, even though I do this on Sundays, I want to just start making sure I drop stuff throughout the week. It won't be these long versions. It'll be more shorter versions where, you could take 10 minutes to watch something real quick. So hit the notification bell so you can start knowing whenever I, post something on YouTube. Got some good stuff coming. Also, I've been officially, I'm a YouTube partner now, and so I'm going to start this membership part of the channel where I would show exclusive stuff that I wouldn't technically show on YouTube because I got so much behind the scenes from the early days, video footage, and I'm going to start, probably putting that in the membership version. So just get prepared to be a member, and you'll be able to see exclusive stuff, and you'll also be able to see things that I will post before I actually, maybe like a week or so, or sometimes even a month before I actually post it on YouTube. So it's going to be either you get to see stuff first, or you're going to see stuff exclusively on the membership channel that you won't see that's public right now. So again, thank y'all. Appreciate y'all always rocking with me. The interview is not over. I just wanted to take this moment to say, like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and keep up with your guy. Help me grow, and the bigger the channel gets, the better. But in the meantime, we hitting it with nothing but that good Memphis rap history, man. So I'm gonna get right back to the interview, and we'll keep the ball rolling. Here we go. Yeah.
Music started changing, business started changing. Now we coming into this computer era.
The internet era came.
Yeah. So.
Okay, all right. Well, let's go back. So, 21st century, we touched on that some. We touched on Studio G. You never made it to OTS, but as you're developing, I think we first worked together. We touched on that. You did come down to the warehouse, which was Outlaw Records, and you mixed and mingled. And you said Lil Pat. Just one invited you to. Yeah. So I didn't know. So how do you and Lil Pat know each other?
Me and Lil Pat met each other through a group that was called PBS. They used to record at my house, and we had a record that the Smooth Lover, which is Marquis' cousin. ICK, that's ICK cousin.
ICK.
He's David's nephews, great nephews. Yes. David Porter. So me and the Smooth Lover used to do records together all the time, and he wanted to put this R&B group called PBS on a record with him. It's a record called Hey Girl. And when they came to the crib, they brought Lil Pat with them, and that's how I first met Lil Pat.
Gotcha.
And Lil Pat came through, and he was like, "Man, we be down at the warehouse in the B recording. You need to come through because." PBS was recording. There was another group Lil Pat was recording. So they was like, man, down and we're gonna do the records there. So that's how I got invited to the warehouse. So of course when I come down and the first person I see is you. So it's like, yo, I got some joints.
The long hair and the gold teeth, man.
Yeah, man. Look, it's so funny. I remember we used to pick you up from the crib and used to have that disguise on because the kids used to mob you. The man had the wig on.
Yeah, it was I had a little popularity, you know what I'm saying?
Couldn't come out the crib. Didn't want nobody to know. Like, man, they see you, they gonna mob you.
Yeah, I had a little popularity back then, man.
You know what I'm saying? Man, that was the funniest thing. I had the disguise to come out the crib. That's
crazy. That's some wild stuff,
man. But yeah.
So while you was at the warehouse, what do you remember about being there? I know you wasn't a station producer there, but just the times you come down there to see.
Oh man, listen, it was phenomenal. I'm a studio rat, so anytime I see studio equipment, I'm going crazy. You know what I'm saying? You walk in this big warehouse and the first thing you see is the pool table and, you know what I'm saying, the offices to the left. And I'm looking for the studios, like, because the first few times they didn't let me in the back. I had to stay up front, you know what I'm saying? And then about the third time I came through, I was able to come in the B room. So when you come in B, it's this open space, and you got a section with a mixing board and the gear was, but it was a cool vibe, man. It's nothing I never seen before.
Yeah.
Like that, set up like that. And then Lil Pat had it to where, man, he could get the best sound out of that room.
Yep, he did.
This was incredible with it, So from there, going over there damn near every day, working on your record. That's me, you, Lil Pat. I remember Skinny Pimp 211 would drop in. Gangsta Pat, you know what I'm saying? SMK used to be in the A room.
Yep.
So, hey, and that's where, hey, if you put on something, it better be hard, because they're going to talk about you.
Real talk. You ain't lying.
They're going to talk about you. My next move now, remember I was telling you I had already started programming and making beats, pause button, and mixers, samplers, and all of that, right? So around 90, I want to say end of 91, 92, I begged my mother to ask a friend of hers to help me finance this MPC 62. And I never forget, I went to Strings and Things and saw the joint, and I was going to put it in the layaway, and Louis McKay was like, you can finance this, right? And I was like, nah. So that's when I had my mom's partner, Vic, to finance the joint for me. And the dope thing about Vic, man, he was an aircraft mechanic, right? So he's a great example of what to do with your money, your credit, and all of that, right? Young cat, man, coming up. And I appreciate this to this day, because he helped me get my first drum machine. So he had me, he was like, I'm going to do this for you, but you can't pay it. You can't pay it every month. You got to pay it every week, so we could pay it off and get rid of the finance charge. We talking like $2,500 in 92, 91, 92. That's a lot of money.
Yes.
But I was working at FedEx at the time. So now, when I graduated high school, now I'm working. So I was working at the hub. So I was able to pay my drum machine note. You know what I mean? So from there, I started.
So you didn't get a car note, you got a drum machine note.
Yeah, I got a drum machine note.
So most people, they going to get a car note. My guy said,
I ain't had no car.
No, I need a drum machine right here.
Drum machine, no. Mama was still taking me to work. You hear me?
Damn.
Yeah. But that spark, man, that musical spark, when you get it, it ain't nothing you can do with it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You gotta live it through.
Yeah.
So from there, get the drum machine. So what was crazy, when I got the drum machine, I got off of work from FedEx because I had booked a session, because now I got my own 4-track, got my techniques. Now I got, bukus of records. So I got my drum machine. I had a session that next morning about 8 o'clock. Now I got off work about 4, and I got this new drum machine in the box. So I opened the joint up, pull out the manual, because that was the only way I figured I was going to learn how to work it. So I read the manual all night, learned how to work the joint, and was ready for my session at 8 in the morning.
Damn.
Yes. Was ready.
Because learning a drum machine like that fast is not for the weak at heart.
No, sir. We talking about a sampler now, right? So it's an MPC, a MIDI production center. It got MIDI on it. It's samples. It's a drum machine. It's like, man, you know what I'm saying?
You just told everybody what MPC stand for in case they never, ever paid attention or knew. Could you tell us that one more time? MPC.
It was called the MIDI Production Center. It wasn't meant to be used the way that we use it. It was meant to assist a drummer.
Oh.
Right? It wasn't meant to take the place of the drummer. It was just meant to MIDI all of your drum machines and keyboards together.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah, if you listen to the story of Roger Lynn Tell, because Roger Lynn coming off the Lynn drum, that Prince used all the time. He used the Lynn drum. And this was his new creation. It was actually the 60. I got the second installment, which was the 62. So
I didn't even
Yeah,
know it
that's
was a
what it's
62.
for.
I know the 60.
The 60 had the screen raised up. The 62, the screen was kind of embedded in it, and it was bigger.
All right, hold on. Let me stop this right here. Player Bino. Bino said, let me read what he said. He said, how is this live? And I watched this the other day. So I'm talking to you right now live, Player Bino. I'm this, of course, now, like I said, I responded to you. So the interview was pre-recorded. Now, this part, I guess, about the drum machine and stuff like that, I need to go back and look at the first part one to make sure I didn't already play this part of the interview about the drum machines. And if that's the case, yeah, I got to go back and look at it to be sure. If that's the case, then this small portion probably be a replay. But the overall interview, talking about Yo Gotti, talking about all the sampled records from Memphis, his working with the stuff he did with WuTang Clan, that definitely was not in the last interview. So just making sure you understand, this is a live. This is live. I'm talking to you live right now. I'm looking at you right now, sir. I'm looking at you right now. So I just want to clear that up, Player Bino, because I know you like, man, what? You looking at it like, man, what's up? You look like, hey, it's all love, my guy. It's all love. You hear me? But I'm glad you asked, so I could get on here and show that we are live. We are live. You dig? But the interview is pre-recorded, so again, this is the part 2 version. Part 1 was mainly about P. Diddy, the work he did at Bad Boy. And again, this is part 2. So yeah, just wanted to clear it up, man. Hey, I respect your question. You know what I'm saying? This is a great way to clear it up. So we all good. You dig? All right. So we're gonna get back to it. DJ Erie E. You said legend, appreciate the love, man. DJ Mixmaster Lee, what's happening with you, man? Memphis Jelks, what's popping, man? I see you in the chat. Rock Just Rock. Man, you been, talking to me, man. It's all love, man. I appreciate you tuning in and representing with me. While I'm here, I might as well shout some people out real quick. Let's see. So people I probably didn't say nothing about earlier. Dad, what's up, homie? My guy from Botswana, Africa. What's up with you, man? Appreciate you tuning in. I appreciate the love. Nadia, what's up with you? I'm sure glad you're tuning in and getting this good Memphis rap history. Chosen Spiritual, what's up with you, man? I think I got Darren Andrews and King Dave. I got them a little earlier. So just wanted to jump on here and talk, man. KP, what's up, man? Yiddy. All right, so I'm going to get back to the interview. I just wanted to make sure y'all understood. Yes, this is live, but the interview is pre-recorded. But hopefully I didn't show some of the stuff I might have showed in the last interview in this one. And we're going to get back to it, man. I think I explained it. I done said enough. I explained enough. So back to the interview.
And now we dealing with 16 bits. Let me nerd out for a little bit. You know what I mean?
Talk to him, man.
Yeah, you got the 16-bit sampler now. So that means that your samples are going to be a little more clear. The 60 was either a 10-bit or a 12-bit sampling. Now we at 16.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
So Dre and them used on the Chronic the 62. They was using the 62 on the Chronic. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah. So by now, again, the Chronic is out and everybody is going crazy. We had NWA phase, which was the SP1200 phases of the music. Everybody had to have an SP1200.
Did you have SP12 or
yeah, 1200? I got my SP1200 after I got my 62.
Oh.
Because I actually thought the 62 did what the SP1200 did, but it didn't. It just had more sampling time and you could MIDI up stuff.
So what's the difference?
The SP1200 is not really a MIDI production center. It's a sampling percussion. The SP sampling percussion.
Man, come on, man. We in class right now, man.
It's meant for you to sample, drums and stuff like that. It was more of a drum machine with the sampler, more so than a MIDI production center that could sample, and you can hook up different key, because you can hook up 4 different keyboards to an MPC. With an SP12, you can only hook up one, and it didn't allow you to use multiple instruments like the MPC did.
Okay, gotcha.
So,
Gotcha.
like with the SP1200, you could only MIDI. You MIDI up your keyboard that got multiple instruments in it. You can only use one at a time. So you're gonna have to track them one at a time. With an MPC, is multi MIDI, and you could, as many tracks as you have, that's how many instruments you can have.
So you had the MPC 62, and then you end up getting the SB 1200. So when you got the SB 1200, did you say to yourself, what the why I went backwards? Did you feel that way?
I was out. Listen, so 92, we skipping, but we're gonna go to I think I got the SP in like 93, 94. I want to say 93, end of 93. And my boy Rodney Chisholm was in the streets a little bit. He wanted to do a label. And Rodney was, that's LMG Mafia, him and G Train and all of them. Okay. So they was together. They had a group. And Rodney had this Fostex reel-to-reel with this board and stuff that he bought all this equipment because he knew C-Love knew how to work all of this stuff. And he said, man, I got this guy, MC12, 12. Now, to go back, MC12 used to call himself 12 Gauge. MC12 and his guys were the session that I had that I learned how to work the MP. Gotcha. That was my first session. MC12 and his guys, Trail and Lil Larry and all of them cats, right? About
Lil
4 or 5.
Not that Lil Larry we talking about.
Not DJ Lil Larry.
Okay.
Yeah, he passed on. Gotcha. So to go back, Rodney had discovered MC12 and he was like, man, I want to do an album on 12. And I'm like, well, Rizard, I want to get this 1200. He's like, I tell you what, you do this album for me, I'll buy your 1200. So I'm like, bet. So we went to Aaron Rose, put the joint in the layaway. And he was like, give me a couple of weeks, I'm going to come get it. And he came, knocked on my door, came and got me in the Lexus. We pulled up. We got the SP 1200. So now I'm back in the manual again. And this is a crazy story because the SP 1200 only has like 10 seconds of sample time, 10.5 seconds. And I'm coming from an MPC with maybe 20, you know what I'm saying, 20 seconds. So now I'm like, okay, this thing sound different. You know what I'm saying? I'm working it. It sounds different. So I somebody told me, I think the guy at Ambrose was like, yo, a lot of people buy these, they buy a 950 with it because it don't have the sample time, right? So now I got to get the 950. So now I got the 950 and I got the SP12 and at 1200 and 950 hooked up. And no sound is coming out the 950. So me and my crazy mind, I knew that Q-Tip and them used the SP1200 and the 950, right? Mm-hmm. Pete Rock and all them. I knew Tribe Called Quest recorded at Battery and Chongqing in New York. My crazy self called Battery Studio in New York City and saw that Bob Powers used to work their stuff, right? And I asked for Bob Powers. I called New York, called Battery and asked for Bob Powers.
You straight out of the Haven.
Straight out of Haven, bro. Right on there. We was on Millbridge at the time, right?
You would call all the way to New York.
I done called all the way to New York. Listen, they say, hold on. And they go get them. So now Bob Powers is on the phone like, hello, this is Bob Powers. And I don't even know if he remembers this story. When I see him, I'm going to tell him again. I was like, yo, my name is C-Love and I'm from Memphis. And I just bought this SP 1200 and 950. And I know you work with the Tribe, and I know that's what they use. And I was like, man, I'm having a problem with this 950. And he was like, for real. So he laughed and was like, well, what problem you have? And I'm like, man, I can't get no sound out the 950. It's stuttering like. He said, oh, just go in the menu, go into the sampler and edit, go to the he was like, go to the sample edit, and you're going to see a button that says one shot. And he was like, click on the one shot and turn it on. And when I turned it on, the sound came out. Damn. So I was like, oh shit. And I was like, man, thank you. I appreciate it. So from there, it was on. So now I'm working with the SP 1200 and and the 950, and ended up getting so used to that sound, like the SP 1200 sounds like no other drum machine.
Okay.
You know, if you first of all, you got to learn how to manipulate the sample because you only get 10 seconds.
Of course,
So
SMK. That's he worked with
the
me,
master,
and I used to always notice he had a record sped up real fast.
yes,
I
because
guess to
that's
get
sampling time.
yes.
Yeah,
And you're right. The sound of the SB 1200, drum
man.
wise, it's something different. You're right.
You can't duplicate it. I don't care what kind of plug-in you got. You just gotta have. But between the SP 1200 and a tape machine, bro, like if I had a 1200 tape machine and a computer Pro Tools, oh, it's a wrap.
Damn.
That's all I need. Like
Damn.
because I would love, but now they got some great emulation. You really don't need the tape machine
Mm.
because you don't need the hassle. But between the SP 1200 and Pro Tools, do
So
wonders.
you didn't feel like you went backwards, because I almost like if you went from the MPC to the 12, it's
I
like you
did
kind of
go
went back.
backwards technology wise, but uh, for me, I found my home. You know
Mm,
what I mean?
mm,
Yeah. It was like a tiny home. I went from a mansion to a tiny home. You know what I'm saying?
mm-hmm.
But I was comfortable. Man, got so
Hold
comfortable.
on. That what you said is so profound, and it needs to be highlighted. Cause you said you went from a mansion to a tiny house,
Yes,
but you
sir.
were more happy in the tiny house.
In the tiny house. Yeah.
And I say that's profound because um, sometimes people have to realize. I know we are all programmed to
Come on
want
now.
bigger, better,
Yes.
shinier, flashier, and sometimes you may have something that's not that at all, and it's perfect for you, and you
Yes.
can just live in that lane and just just be you. You know what I'm saying? Whereas if you got the even if you got the means to have the bigger, the
Yes.
flashier, sometimes that kind of in some ways it could take away, because it goes back to what you said
It
about
does.
having a target on your back, or people it
Mm-hmm.
just attract attention. I ain't gonna say target on your back. It gives so much attention, and that attention can throw you off. You know what I'm saying? So
Yes.
it's
Bro,
of course for
you know,
anybody that could do what they want to do, but you just said that. I'm like, and a lot of people kind of miss that.
they do.
Growing up and trying to, because it ain't always about the bigger, the best, and all that. It's all about what's good with you.
Yes, I never knew. I used to hear Puff say all the time. In particular, he said it when we was in the Bahamas. He was like, "Cats got money now. They lazy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like y'all done made these hit records, and now y'all got money. Now you're lazy. You don't work as hard. The struggle ain't the same. You know what I'm saying? Your mind is different. It takes a certain type of skill to be able to train your mind to continuously come up with these records and these sounds and these. You see what I'm saying?
Stay hungry.
Um, if you stay hungry, it's gonna happen. You know what I mean? A lot of times people lose the inspiration because their motivation changed. Like for me, coming up, when we moved on Mill Branch, my room was on an added-on carport, so my room used to flood.
Mm,
You see what I'm saying?
mm.
So that's a struggle for me. So now it's like, okay, now I got to struggle and figure out how I'm gonna get out this room. My music at times was angry. You know what I mean? Because I'm frustrated because I'm in this room in this position, can't do nothing about it just yet. So I'm gonna take it out on the drum machine.
Yes,
You know what I'm saying?
I
I'm gonna
feel that.
take it out on the beats. You know what I mean? So my music reflected my struggle.
I feel
So
that.
and then, when your skills develop, you learn how to tap into that, how to tap into that struggle, how to tap into that heartache. You know what I'm saying? That's a
Mm-hmm.
great songwriter producer. Anytime as a producer or beat maker, when I put on the beat, and cats be like, man, this beat feel like this. I've done my job. You know what I'm saying?
Whoop that trick is strict. That the bass line was me being pissed off, and that's why I sound like that. I was
It
pissed
sound
off.
angry.
Yeah, and I needed something that felt like that. So,
Man,
but we can go.
music.
Yeah, and you're right. It's all about translating your feelings and emotions into music, and
Not very many people can do that, Capone. Like a lot
mm,
of people, that's a certain skill set people don't possess.
wow.
Not everybody can do that. And That's the reason why I don't do music on the computers because I can't feel it the same.
Oh, gotcha.
I mean, it's all computers because they all got chips in them. But I'm saying like a laptop or a desktop. I don't make music. I'm still on the drum machine. I'm still on the MP.
Gotcha. Gotcha. All right, so all right, let's go back. Let's go back. I know we got to
Yeah.
locked into the technology of it. So
All right. So now we coming up on 2000 2001, and it just feels funny there. So I started to drift and started to do my own thing. So I get a call from Nashville, and it's a friend of mine, Ring Nally. She like, I got something for you to hear. Wouldn't tell me what it was. She's like, you got to come to Nashville. I'm like, you can't send it to me. She's like, nah, you got to come to Nashville. So I drove to Nashville, and she played me this young lady, and it turned out to be India Re. And I'm like, oh my God, this is phenomenal. Her voice is crazy. And I was like, she had a record called I See God in You. And I was like, this is cool. It's kind of on the country vibe. Let me try to remix it. And she was like, okay, if you nail it, then you'll be able, she's going to love you and you'll be able to work on the album. And I remember on the way back, I was listening to Redman's Muddy Waters album. And I got the idea to jack this beat. And I ended up jacking the beat. And that's what I replayed it over. And it became I See God in You. When she heard it, she loved it. And she was like, yo, I got an idea called Video that you could work on. And I remember after we mixed God and You, me and her was on the phone, and I'm going through my MP as we talking, and she had just hit Atlanta, and I made a mistake and hit the beat that I'm looking for, and it wasn't the beat I was looking for. I'm trying to play or something, and she was like, hold on, what's that? And I'm like, you heard that? She was like, yeah, play it again. And I played it, and she started singing the hook to Video. And she was like, yo, that's it. You come on, you gotta come back to Nashville. So I was like, yeah.
Damn.
Around, and man, a couple of days later, I'm back in Nashville, and we working on Video. So it ended up being, I don't know if you remember Akinelli Put It in Your Mouth.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So me learning from Puff how to jack beats and turn them into R&B records. So I was like, man, it'll be a dope R&B record. So I had already laid the foundation for it with the guitars and the drum beat. And she heard it like, man, over the phone, and she's like, that's perfect for what I'm trying to do. So we get to Nashville and we started putting it together. And I'm like, yo, you know Shannon Sanders? She's like, yeah, I know Shannon. He wrote this record for me. So I need Shannon to come help with this bridge and help put this thing together. And he can help you write your lyrics. So we call Shannon Sanders in, and he bring his guy, Andrew, end up being an acoustic guitar player. And shoot, he laid them licks down, and man, we made the record. I got my bridge, and man, it's Video. And so now, Video come out, and man, 2001, and it's doing what it's doing and crawling up the charts, and the Grammys come around, we get 8 nominations. So now, my name going from being 4th on my records to, you know what I'm saying, I'm getting producing credits by myself, you know what I'm saying? Records that I put together. So now I'm proving my theory. I'm proving my manifestation of me knowing how to make records.
Yes.
And I've collected information from all of these people I've been around, from Pete Rock to Puff Daddy to Nasheem. You know what I'm saying? I'm absorbing all of these different styles and how people make records, and I'm utilizing what I'm seeing. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So now, not only am I a beat maker, I'm a hit maker now.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Now I know I got the formula to how to make a hit record. You see what I'm saying? So, and all the backlash that my man's getting, I tell people, listen, the only thing I say about Diddy is Diddy showed me how to feed my family and how to make a hit record. All the others, I ain't in his bedroom. I don't know what he do. I don't care what he do. You understand what I'm saying? All I know is what he afforded me and what he showed me how to do for my family. You see what I'm saying? So that was my university at Bad Boy, learning how to make these records, how to polish these records. Exactly. You see what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah. So.
Now that was up. That was up. So, all right. Yeah. So after NDRE, what, man? Because it just people got to know. I would say this. Memphis pride of business. It's South Kapone, Kapeezy. Oh boy. Memphis pride of business. What's up? What's up? Hey, man. Say, man, it's Al Kapone, Al Kapeezy. Oh, boy, thank you all for tuning in once again to another edition of Memphis Rap History. Carlos 6 July, Broady. Again, we got a part 3 to this interview, and he's done so many things with so many huge artists, and to be from Memphis, right out of South Memphis, Black Haven, this guy's right here from the city. You know what I'm talking about? And he was able to go on and do all of these amazing things as a producer out of this city. Oh man, Memphis Rap History at its finest. And, hey, let me send a shout out. I got an award last night. Check that John out. Look at that. If I could, whoa, Big John too, Big John. Got an award last night at this prestigious black event, the Stone Awards. And is a historical award show that's tied to the Stone Soul Picnic. Well, I ain't gonna say exactly they tied to it, but it's a connection there because they did this video about the WLOK, the Stone Soul Picnic. They had people from from Tulsa. Am I saying this right? Black Wall Street. Some of the descendants from Black Wall Street in Tulsa. They were there. They had people from Selma, Alabama, that walked over that bridge on Bloody Sunday. Man, it was like some prestigious black people there that did some historical things that has afforded us to be able to have, the level of, freedom to do some of the things that we're doing today. Even though we still fighting, man. We still put up. I'm about to say something real crazy. I'm about to say, put up your dukes, like in the cartoons. But no, we still fighting. Let me stop playing, man. We still fighting, but they definitely did a lot to make things better for us as black people and minorities in America. So I appreciate them honoring me as a hip hop artist and, respecting what I've done and still doing as far as going to different schools and talking to students and, passing on knowledge and, doing my part in the way I can do it. So I thank y'all for the award again. Appreciate the love. So, yeah, we about to end this. Thank y'all for tuning in and checking it out. We'll be back next week, 2:30, with some more Memphis Rap History. Be sure to like, be sure to subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you can know when I've got something new coming out. And I took up way too much of your time, but boy, hey, when 6 July is in the building and giving us that history, we can't do nothing but listen and learn. And I listened and I learned a lot, and hopefully you learned a lot too. Shout out to everybody that tuned in. One love. I'm up out this joint. It's Al Kapone, Al Kapeezy. Oh boy.